Okay, so I'm sorry, apologies for the delay. You should all see my presentation now. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you so much for having me here. For everybody who doesn't know me yet, I am Lena. I'm Developer Relations Engineer at Celo Foundation. And today I will introduce what it means to build on Celo, what bounties we have for East Global Bangkok, what toolings you can use, and kind of what are the requirements for building on Celo. And let me dive right in. I will do a little bit of a quicker intro. There will also be a workshop at East Global at 3 p.m. Bangkok time in workshop room 3, I believe. Held by Sophia, our DevRel lead. And you will also be always able to access a recording of a workshop that she's doing that is a bit longer, will be linked to the resources in the docs. So this is like today I will do a shorter intro, but there is a lot more material accessible for you. So let me get started. So 3 out of 4 people in the world own mobile phones. Yet the app development is optimized for the desktop. If we look at it, like most users access the blockchain via mobile, but most blockchain dApps are still only built for the desktop, right? So Celo, which is an emerging Ethereum layer 2 blockchain network built for real-world use cases and designed for the fast, low-cost payment worldwide, is actually focused on mobile development. So today we will go through the bounties. I will give a very, very quick intro to what is Celo, what is MiniPay, as this is kind of like the focus of our bounty, and it will help you understand what we look for. And then I will do a quick demo of the toolings that you can use and showcase MiniPay, and then share most important resources. As always, let's start with Celo's mission, which is building with purpose, building for billions, unlocking the digital economy for billions of people worldwide with Celo. And we're going to be at East Global Bangkok, and we have a prize pool of 10K. So our first bounty, in total 7K, 6K, is the best mobile dApp on MiniPay. It's the bounty is actually called Best Mobile dApp. We don't want to restrict you to MiniPay. We just want you to focus on building for mobile and building accessible. The requirements, I will go through them in a second, but just the prices, it's like for the first price, 3,500, which is like a pretty huge price compared to many prices. Second, 1,500, and third, 1,000. I just want to quickly.
This bounty is not compatible with any other one at the East Global Hackathon.
No, it's actually compatible with literally any bounty at East Global Hackathon because it's just best responsive web app built for mobile. So this does not mean you don't have to build a native. So like just build with React. You don't have to use React Native. You don't have to use Flutter, like nothing. You can, thank you. That's a great question, Selene. And I think in the past people were confused about this. What we mean with like mobile app is really building a responsive app. So that means thinking about first that your app looks good on mobile. And I mean, you know, the most prominent apps like Uniswap, which is like an app that looks good on mobile and on desktop. And it's just like, if you just center everything in the middle and like you will have it super easy. It's basically compatible with any other bounty where you deploy on an EVM chain. we have some requirements. So to qualify for this bounty, it should be responsive. So it just needs to look good on mobile and have a really good user experience. What will give you extra points is if you demo with the MiniPay site tester. That is only possible if you have an Android phone and mirror that in your presentation or have a screen recording from your Android phone. So this is not a qualification and totally fine if you're not able to do that. If you use the Celo Composer MiniPay template starter kit, which I will introduce in a second, and you will have to use front-end libraries, Veeam, WAGMI, or Web3.js. With Web3.js is a specific plugin that you will have to use as and I will go into why that is necessary. The second bounty will be the best open source tool built on Celo Layer 2. The first place here is 2,500 CUSD, and the second is 1,500. And just to go through that bounty, Celo, and you will learn more about in the presentation about that, is becoming a layer 2 in the superchain ecosystem. And we are looking for you to build any open source contribution or any open source tooling that improves the user developer experience on layer 2. On Alpha layer 2. So far, only the testnet is deployed on layer 2, so everything that you will build should only needs to be deployed on the testnet. So you could create developer tooling, mobile app components, wallet integrations with fee abstraction, and also data indexing and social connect. And that is it. Let's dive into what is Celo. So again, I said build for Celo, build for mobile, and Celo actually has currently more than 500,000 daily active users. That is, I think it's in the top 5, even, or maybe in the top 3 chains, EVM chains of daily active users. So it's very, very high. And the most interesting part is that many of these people are Web2 users. So to walk through this quickly, we have a Celo layer. Celo is the first layer 1 that is becoming a layer 2. We are using, oh, I don't know. We're using the EigenDA for data availability and building on Superchain. So we're moving from 5-second transaction finality to 1-second transaction finality, which is a huge improvement, even though 5 seconds is already super fast. One of the interesting features is that you can pay for transaction fees in local stablecoins. So not only in the native token, like on Ethereum, a native token it would be Ethereum. On Celo, that would be Celo. But on Celo, you could also pay in CUSD, USDT, and USDC. And we have very, very low transaction fees. So very important for scalability and mainstream adoption. It's sub-cent fees below 0.001 US dollar. One main focus, and I think that just like fits into the picture of Celo, focusing on prosperity for all and building for the global majority, is that we focus on stablecoins. We have more than $8 pegged stablecoins, but also a lot of local stablecoins like Kenyan shilling, Ghanaian cedis, Cereal, and Philippine peso. And just launched also the Colombian peso, which makes user experience and accessibility of the blockchain, just like increases that by a lot. Quickly, we are moving from a layer to a layer 2. We have a lot of stable coins, not only the common USDC, USDT, but also Manto stable coins like Cereal. And we are very focused on ease of use. I talked about MiniPay. Some of you might not know what is MiniPay. MiniPay is a wallet that has been originally integrated in the Opera Mini browser, but now also just recently has released a standalone wallet app. So far, only accessible for on Android. I will just show you a very quick demo because one of the amazing things about MiniPay or like Opera is that it has more than 80 million users. So building for MiniPay, you get access to that distribution networks. And one of the main thing that startups and new apps in Web3 get asked is like, what is your plan for distribution? And MiniPay, if you build for MiniPay, you have an answer for that. You can actually solve that, right? Because MiniPay is an Opera Mini and you have this distribution network.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have a question. Do you have any example of the previous use case that have been done with MiniPay during hackathons?
Yes, yes. So we had a very cool hackathon, for example, in South Africa, where people built a solution for the local minibuses, where people can very, very simple just pay in the local stablecoin with scanning a QR code, getting a payment link, and then paying. Um, then one of the most popular apps in MiniPay that I used when I went to Kenya was actually just being able to pay. In Kenya, you have an infrastructure like people are already used to mobile money. There's a lot of mobile money infrastructure, same in Ghana. And inside of MiniPay, there's this app Pretium that where I can pay with my stable token USDC or CUSD, and then I can pay in any bar or like for any Uber, like in the Uber, I just send money to a phone number. In a bar, I can just like send that to the business ID. I can pay them and they don't know I use crypto because the off-ramp is integrated into that application. So I will also get to like what use cases we are looking for, but obviously your imagination and like your knowledge is asked here because we will definitely like MiniPay right now has a huge distribution in Africa, but we are especially through the MiniPay standalone app, we are looking to grow worldwide. Um, so I think yeah. I think this slide covers a lot what I already mentioned, but one of the most important things about MiniPay is that the user experience is incredibly easy and simple. You sign in with your Google mail address and your phone number. And one of the most important parts of Celo is also that we have phone number mapping integrated. Oh, so is building on Celo. I love it. We have phone number mapping integrated, which is provided by Social Connect. So users can send money from phone, like to phone numbers. So you don't have to know the wallet address of the user, but you can just, as you could have seen also in the demo video, you can just send money to your contacts, right? Which is incredibly important for onboarding Web2 users. The other thing is stablecoin based, so people only hold stablecoins, and the gas fee is paid in stablecoin. So in case you ever onboarded any friend to Web3, you had to like make them get a wallet and then send them tokens for gas fees because they were not able to act without your support or in your help, or you had to onboard them to like a centralized exchange and explain them why they cannot only buy stable coins but also have to buy another token for paying gas fees, right? And that kind of hurdle is removed with being able to pay gas fees in stable coins in MiniPay.
You don't have any paymaster, like it's abstractions?
I mean, you can use third web if you want to build a paymaster, integrate a paymaster into your app. Like if with that with Celo, you can just build like sponsor transaction for your apps, which some of the apps on MiniPay also do.
Mm.
And yeah, Celo MiniPay has more than 3 million users, but like I think way more by now. Just what can you build? You can build rewards. You can build donation platforms, personal finance like microloans, payments, on and off ramps, but also saving pools. We also look for games, and yeah, a lot of use cases. We will also attach a list to our resources with like more extensive ideas. But in the end, I think what it comes down is we want you to think about where do you feel like cryptocurrency solves an issue, but like without actually having the user knowing that they are using crypto, right? So how do you build on MiniPay? We recommend using Celo Composer, which is the Celo starter kit. I know many of you are learning about eScaffold. Yeah, maybe before we get into the demo, thank you, Solen. That's a great call out. Does anyone have any questions so far to like Celo, to MiniPay? Building on Celo, because now we'll go get into the tools and the practical part. So how do you build on MiniPay? We recommend using the Celo Composer. It's kind of scaffold ETH 2. It's also super lightweight, super easy to get started with. So thank you, Lucia, for the question. MiniPay inside of Opera Mini works only in Africa, but we released the MiniPay like Opera just released the MiniPay standalone app. So now people worldwide can use it. Yeah, it's really, really exciting. We are very, very, very interested also to see use cases from all over the world, how people use it locally. I think one of my favorite and quotes from Safari this year was, and I think that also breaks down what MiniPay does, is really offers the opportunity for people to save in stable coins and pay in local currencies. And that's what this app that I talked about, Pretium, in combination with MiniPay enables. Which I think is very crucial for people that are either that live in countries with high volatility, but like for me, it was super useful for just traveling, and not having to get money from an ATM, but just be able to like interact with the local monetary system without having to adapt in any way. So the Celo Composer has a lot, like some templates for MiniPay and Social Connect. It comes with already example functions for how to use fee abstraction, which is kind of like the term for using stable coins to pay for a gas fee. And you can just use the MiniPay template here from the Celo Composer. Let me just quickly show you the Celo Composer. And you can find that here on GitHub, right? And also as a quick start in our docs. And what you do is just copy this one line, same as scaffold ETH, and then you get started. You will get prompted to choose a template. You choose the MiniPay template, and then you get started building. This is how the MiniPay template looks like. So it has a link to our faucet, where you can claim Celo token. Then if you want stable coins, you can go to our stablecoin protocol, which is called Mentor, and exchange to CUS from Celo to CUSD. And then from CUSD, you can basically exchange into the Colombian peso and Kenyan shilling and Philippine peso, and also obviously USDC and USDT. All of this will be in the documentation, so no worries if that is a bit fast for you. All the links are accessible. And then here we already have some example functions, which I think is very, very useful. Let's just go into the setup is, again, as I mentioned, the same as scaffold ETH. You have here the hardhat folder to deploy your smart contract. You have the front end with the cool thing that we just recently added is a component library. So with just, and you can find that here in the docs, with just one command, you can add components for buttons, for cards, and so on, to super simply add more components to your app without being too heavy. We really wanted to keep it lightweight and really offer just the necessary. The same as there's another guide for just to provide you with the end-to-end solution for then, as soon as you develop everything, to deploy your app right to Vercel using the Vercel CLI. You can find here a whole guide to do that. And then I just wanted to get into very quickly the example I mentioned. As I think it really helps if you get started. We use Veeam in this starter kit because it comes, and I think it already comes with the Veeam has the choice for the fee currency implemented. So we have example functions for getting the user address, sending CUSD, minting, and also signing a transaction. You can use WAGMI because WAGMI is built on Veeam, and Web3.js, our developer tooling team just built a plugin for Web3.js where you can again add this transaction field. Ethers.js currently does not yet offer it. So if you build with Ethers.js, if you build your front end with Ethers.js, your app won't work in MiniPay, as it is necessary that the framework can adapt to the changed fee currency address. So this was a very, very quick intro. I know that was very fast. Again, there's a longer, there is, oh, yes, exactly. Ozuma, there is the plan that you can just build super quickly without having to have much experience because we provide the example functions. We already, like you can even see, you have here the MiniPay NFT ABI. Like this is where you would add your ABI from the smart contract, and then you can just call it. And here's even an example of how to call the smart contract function with the minting the MiniPay, right? So all of the examples are there. You just need to copy and paste and use the components that you want to use. So this is the toolings that you can use. And if anyone wants to be onboarded to MiniPay, I am happy to send you a cash link. Just DM me on Telegram, on Twitter. Ozuma, you ask, are we going to get this code in the doc? The code for these functions is not in the README, but we have in the Celo docs, you can go to get started, and then you can go on build on MiniPay. You can go to the code library, and you'll find all of these code examples, like check CUSD balance, check if transaction succeeded, like really also for the improving the user experience, right? Estimate the gas for transactions, and then yeah, so a lot of code examples, but again, also here in this template, if you install the template, you will find all of the code examples, and in the React app folder, go to contexts, and then in the use web3 TS TypeScript file, you will find all of these functions. And that is it. We will have a channel at ETH Global for Celo. So if you have any questions, just reach out. Otherwise, please come to the booth. We will be there. Normally the Celo team stays till 3 a.m. and shows up at 7 a.m. So there might almost be no chance for you to miss us. And we are there. We are happy to help. We are also happy to help you with your ideation, with your presentation, anything that you need in case of really shaping your project to a great hackathon project. We have a lot of experience and we want to see you win. So yeah, make sure to find us and we will be there. Thank you so much. And yeah, make sure you follow also our developer account on Twitter. It's Celo Devs. Yeah, where you get all the updates about when we will be at the booth, if we have extra resources. Also, we will have the best swag. So just saying, um, make sure you come early. And yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. We miss,
Great work with having this prep week. So then I think it's super great for everybody to get ready beforehand. So thank you so
yeah,
much for organizing this.
it's the goal. It's the goal. Thank you
Yeah.
for this great introduction with Celo, more especially MiniPay. Yes, I think it's super useful if you want to create consumer application, and the consumer application are always mostly represented as its global finalists. So I think it's a great bait as well to build on Celo if you want to be finalist, but as well if you want to create more consumer focus application and be granted about it. By the way, what do you have the next step after the hackathon, because it's also useful to know
Yes.
about
Yes.
more about the brand.
We have actually, let me get this. Wait, where do I have this? So, uh, oh, okay. I'm now just bringing everything together. There should be.
How
Yeah.
you follow the
Wait, let me
hackathon
just share
project?
my screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we do normally when you win or when you build an interesting project on Celo, even if it's not even if you're not gonna win, but if it's something that is super interesting to us, we will reach out to you after the hackathon and invite you for a personal call. We will have actually an accelerator coming up end of the year, beginning of next year, that is focused on MiniPay, where you get introduction to the Opera team and really have the chance to showcase your project. We are all about sustainability of hackathon projects, so we also have some grant opportunities in the Celo ecosystem. It has been outsourced from the Celo Foundation for more decentralization, so you can apply for Presenti grants. If you are building something open source, we also have support in the sense that we will help you find builders and also provide small builder grants, kind of what you learned with Only Dust and Stacknet. This is what we also offer for your project if you build open source, just like financial support for open source contributions to your project so you can grow faster. And then yeah, I think just to know that building for MiniPay gives you this very, very unique opportunity to like build for really like for actual users, for the global majority. And when you are building, and I think very, very crucial, and I will help you with your presentation and also finalizing the user experience. One very crucial part for building for MiniPay is like focusing on Web2 users. So instead of showing the currency in crypto, you would ask the user, and MiniPay does that really well to like show the value in the local currency, but people could always see their crypto value somewhere. But the first way, like where they see prices, where they see their value, would always be in their local currency. And I think also using vocabulary like buy instead of mint and so on, right? Like really focusing on rather building something to Web 2.5 and like, or just like from the user experience, building something that people outside of Web3 get. And it like, even for me, building for MiniPay needed some unlearning of the Web3 user experience that we all learn when we get onboarded to Web3, right? Because MiniPay doesn't have a wallet connect button. If you open the app inside of MiniPay and if you test it out, you will see as it's only built on Celo, but like in the MiniPay template, automatically, if you deploy your app with the Celo MiniPay template, if you showcase it in MiniPay, the Celo wallet connect button will be hidden. If you showcase that in the browser, you will see the wallet connect button. But just like and now I will hand over to Raquel
Yes.
because I know we're always already so much over time. Thank
Yes.
you so much for all your great questions. This maybe let me for final, just like this is me on, just find me on Twitter and on Telegram under this name. Reach out if you have any questions, if you want to like run your ideas by me or like do anything. I am get any feedback, I will be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Bye
much.
bye everyone. Happy building and good luck. And I will be there.
Yeah. Sure. Bye bye.